All right, what's going on? Hello to my dear friends out there. This is Coach Selby with Stretch Expert, and I just wanted to check in today, following up on the salads, and the melon drink. I figured out that it's about it's about 5 cups of greens that is manageable. 10 cups gets a little much. And the melon juice, if you decide to do the melon juice, you can add some mint leaves to it, and that gives it a whole nother flavor. So just experimenting with high nutrient, high calorie foods because it's the best way to go. It just reduces the amount of energy that your body has to expend to digest what you're eating. Come on, it's pretty simple. So today what I want to talk about is how to use the Stretch Expert program for your sports teams. Got a couple coaches that are working to put this in their system starting real soon, like now. It's September, so it's happening. So here are a couple tips that I've found over the years that could be useful. Number one is learn the routine yourself. Really understand that this is a full body system, and it's designed to increase the blood flow in every joint so that the athlete has a better chance of, first, avoiding injuries, and second, if they do get nicked up, they can recover a little faster. But learn the routine yourself. Second, when you start using it with your athletes, set up the clock. 8 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever your time frame is, set up the clock so that the clock, once that goes back, they should have their full body stretch done and completed. I found that to be really, really, really useful because that way everybody knew 8 minutes before practice, we're doing the full body stretch. The next thing is to get a belt. Everybody needs to have a belt or a rope, but it needs to be consistently available. Okay, so get your trainer to pull out the ropes or the belts every day at 15 minutes before practice. And then the clock turns on 8 minutes before practice or whatever your time is. Everybody needs a belt. Okay? It just makes the whole routine go easier, and it also allows for the athletes to not have to rely on anybody else. Speaking of which, now this is how they do rely on each other. Initially, it would be good that people pair up and they do it in groups of 2. And you break it down like we broke it down at Stretch Ninja, over a certain period of time. So that way the athletes can really learn the whole routine. Because the goal is by the end of the season, you want this thing to be clockwork, okay? Or in a few weeks. But the key is you got to break it down. It's like, all right, we're going to do lower body for this week, upper body for next week, and then we're going to put them together. Or whatever your routine is. Oh, the other thing is your expectations are going to make a huge difference. And that all is anchored on you knowing the routine and you knowing what it feels like. And you know where those muscles kind of are. Makes a huge difference. Because there you can expect every athlete to do the work, and you know exactly what it feels like, yeah? The rules are pretty simple. The main rule is no competition. This is not a competition, okay? This is to prepare the body for practice, and it is to assist the body after practice in terms of recovery. So no competition. Really bring that home. If a stretch feels really good, even if it really feels really good, only hold the stretch 1.5 to 2 seconds. Okay? And then the other thing is not to be greedy. Teach yourself and your athletes not to be greedy. If a stretch feels really good because you work that part of your body, get in and get out. You got to be like a ninja with this. And you have to be disciplined initially in order to get what you're doing. The whole process, this whole process is about moving blood flow and keeping the joints open and flexible and mobility, keeping everything flowing. So it's not about greed, not about competition, and it's about being gradual, you know, especially early in the season when the athletes really are getting in shape. They're going to need this even more. So if they really learn how to be gradual and warm up the tissue and really get those joints moving, it's a beautiful thing. So if you have any questions about what else you need to do to implement this for your team, let us know and we'd be more than happy to work with you. But basically, that's the basics. And then inside of the portal, we have everything you need in order for you to get this going for your team. And hopefully you have a great year, you know. I mean, this is one of those fundamentals that doesn't look like it makes a difference. But I mean, if you take 10 minutes twice a day, that's 20 minutes times 5, that's 100 minutes, and you add a Saturday, it's 2 hours a week of injury prevention or recovery strategies for your team. That's built into your practice. 2 hours a week, that's 8 hours a month. You know, so throughout your whole season, you're doing something to make sure that your athletes have it in the tank to get forward. There's a whole nutrition piece that if you're interested in, we can talk about that piece. You know, what are you feeding your athletes after each practice? What are they starting their day off with? What are you doing after games? I mean, it's so much available to really maximize the potential of every athlete by what you do before practice and what you do between practices and what you do after practice. So if you're interested in that, let us know. But in terms of how to set up a Stretch Ninja program for your team, those are the basics. All right, it's Coach Selby here with Stretch Expert, Stretch Ninja, and I'm checking out. Have an awesome day. Later.